What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with some Destiny 2 news and updates. So in this one, Bungie talk about future updates coming to cosmetic items and the Eververse store. They also speak about Guardian Games bugs, missed patch notes, and a handful of other updates. On top of that though, we're going to talk about a hidden weapon, or should we say a leaked weapon for the future of Destiny 2 that comes from a pretty reliable source, as well as possible upcoming unreleased ornaments, early Act 3 content dropping again this week, new Dreadnought secrets, and a bunch of other things in the video. So if you guys enjoy this one, get subscribed to the channel, but now let's get into it. Initially today, a couple of updates from Bungie. They say, from the Eververse team, we've heard you and are planning some fashion-forward changes. So firstly, hoods back on for Stasis Drake Hunters, Stoicism ornament to have cloth options, return of Invisible Warlock Bond, and presumably more, so stay tuned for the TWID this week for more details. So in general, some fashion or cosmetic focused improvements and options there. Otherwise, with Guardian Games in full swing, Bungie do say the Hunter Vanguard crew is very disappointed with the fire team of hunters that forwarded a 100% incorrect message through the Vanguard net. Guardian Games have no clear winner on the horizon. This is in reference to what has become an age-old bug, where each week we have the chance to get a pop-up claiming that a class has won the Guardian Games, when of course the event hasn't actually ended yet. So on Friday it said hunters, but we've seen this before, and it leads to folks speculating that Guardian Games is rigged. I don't know if that's the case. I think all of these pop-up cards are made before the event and then are supposed to be selected based on the winner. Obviously the game isn't very good at actually doing that. Give us your thoughts below. Otherwise, a new Destiny weapon has been leaked. This has been reported by a few outlets. It's actually some artwork from ArtStation for an Iron Banner scout rifle. Obviously not confirmed by Bungie to be actually coming to the game yet, but this is from ArtStation, where the artist has shared numerous different weapons that they've produced for Destiny, so chances are we could get in the future, maybe in the Frontiers era. Otherwise, that's all we know about it, and again, it isn't confirmed to be coming to the game. It kind of reminds me though, a little over a year ago, we got this piece of artwork. Again, this was on ArtStation, shared by a developer working for Sony, and this weapon turned out, of course, to be Lodestar. Interestingly though, at the same time, the ornament for Forerunner was also posted, and we got that a year later in Revenant. So maybe a future tip right here. There was another weapon actually shared in that set, which was an ornament for Parasite, still with the worm icon on the side, but actually a Deepstone Crypt themed kind of weapon. So given that that's the only one of those three weapons which hasn't been in the game yet, again, it's possible we could get that in the future, but it is not yet confirmed. So let us know what you think in the comment section, but onto some Heresy related stuff. For any folks who haven't seen it yet, there's a cool emblem called Royal Court with the Heresy icon on it. Saw some questions on DMG's post about how you actually get it, and it comes from the efficient Challenger Triumph to defeat a large number of challengers in a single run of Court of Blades. And that requires 13, so if you want to try and pick that one up, that's how you get it. Next up though, further on the subject of Heresy this week, we've been seeing plenty of bugs and weirdness with releases this episode, and of course we got another one yesterday alongside the extended maintenance, where Bungie accidentally released the Sunless Cell Grandmaster Nightfall Strike, so it was selectable via the Grandmaster node. I think players only got about 10 or 20 minutes where this was visible and actually playable, so some folks did actually go into the Sunless Cell, and then Bungie took the servers offline after reset, so another whole weird saga really. It's clear that Bungie have loaded in a lot of Act 3 content during Act 2, but of course this strike isn't supposed to be available for at least another couple of weeks, so kind of a cool preview, but also still fully agree with folks that say we're seeing a concerning amount of bugs in the game. A bug outside of the game, if you like though. Yesterday we got patch notes for the update that we had, but there was no mention of changes for Radiant Dance Machines or Tommy's Matchbook, so the Destiny 2 team said additional patch note fixes, and these weren't reflected in the initial post, but now live in the game for Radiant Dance Machines, they've set up custom tuning for Tommy's Matchbook, The Last Word, and Dead Man's Tale so that they do not get any range increase from Radiant Dance Machines, but still receive some of the accuracy bonuses. They also fixed an issue where the precision angle threshold when using Radiant Dance Machines was higher on mouse and keyboard than on controller, so essentially those weapons now have specific tuning that limits the amount of benefit that they get from Radiant Dance Machines. On top of that though, the parity between mouse and keyboard and controller on that combo has been adjusted, so that's the first set for those. Otherwise, for weapon perks, they fixed an issue where the Legacy intrinsic frame precision angle threshold was higher on mouse and keyboard than controller. So that's an additional component in the same vein. And otherwise, Bungie made some changes to comp scoring, a couple of fixes for raids and dungeons, as well as weapons as we covered yesterday. So good to see those introduced at the very least. Another thing that dropped this week though is the next catalyst quest for the barrow-dyad. I posted a video on how to actually get the quest to drop, and that's through a secret chest via the Dredging Up Secrets 2 Triumph. hidden in the trenchway on the Dreadnought, but a lot of players haven't been able to actually progress this or unlock it. Our team had it show up very first time, so we didn't have to do any other weirdness in the Dreadnought. We literally loaded into Trenchway, ran to the chest and opened it. There is speculation in the community though, that the ability to open it could actually be tied to specific secrets being unlocked on the Dreadnought. Although players have tried collecting all of the tithing worm spawn, made sure they've completed dredging up secrets 1, and a handful of other things, and it still seems to be very hit and miss as to whether players can actually get this upgrade, so hopefully Bungie will clarify soon. It's frustrating from my perspective as well, as obviously when we load in and do it first time, there's no way for me to anticipate that some players won't be able to do it based on their progress, right? There are so many different elements of the Dreadnought. This is one of the biggest issues with tying later progression in an episode to secrets that have been available for the entirety of the episode, as it becomes very hard to track. So hopefully Bungie will clarify exactly what needs to be done in order to access the rights of the Deep Tithe, and I'll keep you guys posted if we do get any further updates. A final thing to mention today, but the game post shared, Sony and Bungie call former game director Chris Barrett's $200 million lawsuit a baseless attempt to obtain hundreds of millions. We've heard some of the back and forth around this for a while now. Chris Barrett was let go from Bungie and has been trying to sue them for, well, a significant amount of cash as we mentioned. But Bungie and Sony are countering that once again, as has been revealed in the last few days. So they've said that Barrett wasn't forced to resign, but he was fired, and his lawsuit claims that he was constructively dismissed, meaning that his working conditions were made so bad that he had no choice but to leave. But Bungie says that argument makes no sense because he didn't quit, he was let go. It's undisputed that Barrett did not resign from Bungie, as the complaint repeatedly stresses. Defendants terminated Barrett, and because Barrett cannot allege that he resigned, his constructive dismissal claim fails, and the court's analysis need go no further. Plus, they also address Barrett's defamation claims, and that regards an August 2024 Bloomberg article that outlined some of the details around Chris Barrett actually being let go from Bungie. And he argues that Bungie and Sony provided statements that hurt his reputation, but Sony and Bungie claim back that they never commented on the case, and Sony had explicitly stated it would not comment on the Barrett case. So they go on to say, Barrett's 82-page complaint demonstrates that this case is a baseless attempt to obtain hundreds of millions of dollars to which Barrett is not and never was entitled to. His pleading is divorced from the law, exceeds the jurisdiction of the court, and alleges claims for which there is no basis in fact. So the back and forth continues. A lot of folks in this community believe that this is a nonsense lawsuit. Of course, none of us know the majority of the details around it, let's be real, but Bungie are saying the exact same thing, so there we have it. I'm sure there'll be some more drama about it in a couple of weeks' time. For today though guys, that's what we've got to speak about, so share your thoughts on anything we've discussed in the comment section. If you have enjoyed the video, a rating below really would help us on the channel, plus get subscribed if you're new, and we'll have plenty more Destiny content coming down the road. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.
Such is the nature of faith. A belief in our ability to subsume the primordial. Faith is curiosity, not fear.
Fear's natural. It's a warning. Respect for what this power's capable of. This is a weapon because I contain it. It's not a part of me. It's a tool.
I recognize the color of grief within you. You have yet to embrace it.
I never will. Power is control. Without control, you have nothing.
Not nothing. Potential.